out last night at all. Restless night's sleep. Very painful, hurtful things said by people I like. Let me start with the Warriors. And I'm talking about all dynasties here, but in particular Golden State and the Patriots, because they're the most recent. When you're a dynasty, it gives you equity. You can take bigger risks because you're the man, you're the team. You can coach with honesty and integrity and courage. You can go for it on fourth down in New England. You can trade a Pro Bowl player if you think he's overpaid. Winning, it's like money over time and interest. It just compounds and compounds, and it gives you a different culture and a different belief and confidence. Golden State in this analytic tsunami. Got to shoot threes. The mid-range jumper is bad. Threes, only threes. Did you notice how they won last night? Did you see the shot chart? Trailing in the game, they relied on twos. Portland leading in the game, just get buckets, took a lot of bad threes. Portland had it, chose to lose it. Golden State played with confidence situationally. Make a couple big defensive plays. Iggy, get the basket over the three if it's available. It has been, by the way, a bad postseason for the analytic nerds. A lot of mid-range jumper teams are doing well. Fourth quarter, Golden State, all but one shot was made from the paint. Portland leading took 14 threes. Yet Golden State trailing took only 6. And if you've noticed it this year, they have moved in key situations, Golden State, off the three occasionally. Only 8th in the NBA in the number of threes shot. That is with Steph Curry, the best shooter in the world. That is with Kevin Durant, the best player in the world. That is with Klay Thompson, the next best shooter in the world. And they were 17th, actually, in the Morey ball stat. Daryl Morey, Rockets GM, friend of the show, love him. Houston's number one. Threes, got to shoot threes. We're chasing, we're obsessed. Threes. The best shooting team in the league moved to 17th because the best shooting team in the league has the confidence to just go get buckets, to not play to the crowd and the critics and the analytic mavens. Last night's game, Portland had it and shot a bunch of bad threes. Golden State trailed and relied heavily down the stretch on twos. When you're chasing, when you're obsessed, when you're concerned and consumed about the optics, and Golden State's not, New England's not. They trade good players. Well, they're overvalued. They move the ball fourth down in their own territory. We just like our chances here. But what if who cares? It's like interest. What did Einstein say? The most powerful force in the world is compounding interest. It's the same thing with sports. The more you win, the more courage, the more honesty, the more integrity you can coach with. And don't kid yourself. There are coaches up there. There are GMs out there. There are owners out there. There are players out there petrified of what people might say about them if they lose. Believe me, I got attacked by 2 yesterday. There was a moment in the game that was interesting. Golden State led 112-111, had the ball, Steph's hands, three-pointer, ends it. And they didn't take it. They came down and got the best shot from Draymond Green. 114-111. Now, a three ball, and the best three ball shooter in the world had it, would have ended the game, but they still went and took the best shot. And by the way, what's remarkable is Golden State shot 60% on threes in the third quarter. They could have easily convinced themselves, just keep chucking, just keep shooting. No. They were like, no, now let's take the best shots available. Dynasties aren't obsessed. They're not consumed. They're not chasing. New England and Golden State are both brilliant situationally because they're not playing to anybody other than the truth, integrity of the shot, integrity of the play. They're not worried about the critics. Last night was a clinic in how dynasties win games they're outplayed in, how dynasties win a game they had no business winning. I mean, you saw it in the Super Bowl. New England, Rams tied early. Did you ever think the Rams were going to be better late than New England? No. And last night I'm watching that game and I'm thinking, God, Golden State's just taking smart shots inside. When the rim's available, go get it. Don't be worried about playing to the analytic tsunami. Don't be worried about if you lose, what will they say? No pressure, not tight, total confidence. That's what dynasties look like late in games. And these dynasties, don't kid yourself, Michael Jordan, they didn't sweep teams in the finals. They didn't sweep teams in the Eastern Conference Finals. Michael Jordan's Bulls went to a lot of Game 6s. Go ask Utah. Go ask Phoenix. Go ask Seattle. They went to a lot of Game 6s. They won a lot of close games in those playoffs, just like Golden State won last night. Just a piece of art, is that what that was? 3 minutes, 4 minutes in the game, that was art basketball. Good shots, smart shots, hit them, make a play defensively, situationally, coaching, great. Let's shift to this. This was not great. It almost ruined my night. So yesterday, a story came out. And a story came out basically that Cleveland, their coach Freddie Kitchens, was clearly not happy, but said Odell Beckham has left town. We want to get his mind right before he's at practice. He came for one OTA practice and left. Now, this bothers me for a lot of reasons. Number one, Baker Mayfield's in his second year. Odell doesn't know the players, the coach, the playbook, the formations, doesn't know anything. Receiver, quarterback, especially receiver, young quarterback, get this thing tight. Come on, let's go. I wouldn't care if it was a tight end, a running back, a corner, a safety, star receiver, second-year quarterback. Let's get the timing down. I mean, Tom Brady spends his off seasons with Edelman, and they already have timing. So I said, we got more drama. We have a coach having to talk about OBJ. I said, is it me or is OBJ gone from circus catch to now just more circus? So I put up his 10 most memorable moments in his career. Not his 10 best plays. I didn't call it that. Not his 10 greatest catches. Not his 10 most memorable moments in his career. Because my point was, once you start looking at him, the catch, the boat, fight with net, meltdown in tunnel, Paris hotel room, fight with Norman, peeing in the end zone. My point was, once you start looking at his 10 biggest moments, it's a lot of non-football nonsense. There's the catch, and then it's just a bunch of Paris hotel room fighting with a net, peeing in the end zone. I'm like, we've gone from circus catch to circus act. I didn't say this was the 10 best plays, and my point was, I thought, a very fair one, which it was very fair. And OBJ is a public figure. You got to deal with some criticism. Well, OBJ went apoplectic. He attacked me viciously on Twitter. I'm not going to go through all these. I'll put them up for our FS1 listener. It just was like hours of just 4 separate tweets and reactions. By the way, Baker Mayfield came after me. Didn't love that because I thought we were just getting tight. And so Baker attacked me, and Odell Beckham attacked me. And, of course, this proves one thing. That's right. We're in OTAs. It's already dysfunctional. Let's retrace the steps here with me and OBJ. I always supported Odell Beckham Jr. in New York. I said, listen, he's young, he's dynamic, Eli's a shot fighter. He needs to move. This is not working. And I said that. I said, I don't like all of his nonsense, but this kid's great. This kid's an all-timer. Eli's a shot fighter. He's doing some nice things. You got to put this kid with a legit top 10 quarterback. And then I also said on the air before he left New York, I said, I think he's going to get traded despite what the Giants said. And I said, this kid was not dysfunctional at LSU, and he was not dysfunctional his first year in New York. He's gotten kind of chaotic as the Giants have become chaotic. And I said on the air, I said, let's be honest about this. Maybe he's just a young kid that doesn't work well in chaos. I know personally I don't either. I'm a child of divorce. I like less conflict, steady management, quiet in the house. And he reached out to me. And he said, you kind of nailed it on that. And it was a really neat 30-minute conversation. I was up in Utah hanging out skiing, and we really connected. And I said, hey, he told me some things I still won't relay to you about where he wanted to play, whatever. Then he signs with Cleveland. I sent him a congrats, kick butt. Because, I knew it wasn't exactly where he wanted to go, but it was a good start. Baker Mayfield's very accurate as a thrower. OBJ runs the best slant pattern in the league. I'm like, good, he'll get stats. At least he's playing now with a young quarterback, moving into his prime. It's a good feeling for him. And then yesterday, the story about he's been in Cleveland 3 days of the 65. He came for one, left. Coach said, I'd like him to be here. I've never said that, but he's got to get his mind right. And it's been 65 days since the trade, and he doesn't have his mind right. And then the reaction, and it's sort of proven my point, which is, are you a circus catch or are you just a circus? Because now you got the quarterback. Now you got the players around you because Cleveland's got players. Now, are they a great team? I don't know. But they got players. They got players everywhere. They got 2 good running backs, and at midseason, a third. Their offensive line was top 3 in the league, according to Pro Football Focus. They got now Odell and Jarvis Landry, best young tight end in football, good pass rusher. Denzel Ward's an elite corner. I mean, they got all sorts of players. But my concern was this. Tweets, Instagram, net, circus, thin skin, overreacting. I do not regret in any way my 10 most memorable moments, because my point was, what is OBJ now? Is he the circus catch, or is it just now a circus? You can't be in Cleveland 3 days of 65. You got to get there. You got a great young second-year quarterback. You got a new coach. You got a new playbook. You got new teammates. You got new players. You got new offense. You got to get there. You got to be in town. You got to get your mind right. I don't want to hear about 65 days. 65 days? 65 days? That's enough time to get your mind right. And by the way, Tom Brady, he's vacationing with Julian Edelman. He's working on that stuff 9 years into the relationship. You got to get this thing down. And so my concern initially for the Cleveland Browns is this. This is it. By the way, there's a story out today. I'm not going to get into it, but Big Ben is vacationing with his wide receivers and running backs at his lake house. Not on Twitter, not screaming and yelling at innocent victims like me. So once again, I am trying to save another franchise. Philadelphia 76ers, I'm trying to save you. Cleveland Browns, I'm trying to point out some problems and save you from going down this absurd 20-year abyss you've been in. You want to say mean things about me? That's fine. But I'll just let you know I did not sleep well last night. Very restless. And I can't do this show at the highest level if I'm struggling with sleep. So OBJ and Baker, if you'd like to apologize to me at any point, I am certainly willing to consider that, listening to that. And I have 2 seats now. They're always welcome. You could come on the show anytime. And I will give it great thought, but I would strongly consider accepting your apology at this point. Coming up next, we're freaking out about the word better. Or the Warriors better. We're freaking out. Better is freaking us out. And I'm here to talk y'all off the ledge. Warriors, there is some better without KD. That's coming up. Casper revolutionized the mattress industry 5 years ago, and now they are doing it again. They got a new hybrid collection. Combines the pressure